Hello, MashNote here to talk about my latest do-it-yourself pedal board. There are many factory-made options out there, and nearly all seem way overpriced from my perspective. There are also many options for a DIY approach, but most of those, while cheaper, also come with their own set of limitations that can make them unsatisfactory as well. I've made a few of them over the years, but they've all fallen short in some regard or another. This is my latest iteration, and is by far the one I'm most happy with. It's cheap, easy to make, looks tidy, lightweight, and very flexible in how you can set things up and change them on a whim. This isn't a how-to video, more of a show and tell of what worked for me, and hopefully can inspire you to take the idea and make it even better. So let's get to it. Here's the final result. There's also a case I've made for it, and I'll get to that part later in the video. One of my favorite things about it is how easy it is to disassemble and reassemble. This is the heart of the whole thing and actually works just fine like this. The key is the wire and Velcro allow pedal positioning and cable routing to be adjusted in ways I haven't seen in other pedal boards. I bought a piece of shelving at the hardware store, about $11 US, and cut it to size. Then I wove in 2-inch Velcro loops, the soft fuzzy part, through the wires. You can already see how many different ways you could do this, so that it would fit your needs as well. The Velcro is secured in place by putting small pieces of the Velcro loops at the ends with the wire sandwiched between. I was surprised at how strong it is. It will not come off accidentally. I also wanted a base for it, so I used a scrap of 1/4-inch plywood I already had. I could see how some pegboard, sheet metal, or maybe some stiff plastic working as well. I have a 3D printer, so I designed and printed some TPU flex plastic risers to attach the shelving part to the base. The risers are glued to the base. Risers in the middle section are not glued to the base and only there for a bit of support, but are not really necessary. This does a couple of things. It raises the wire shelving part so that there's more room for cabling, and by snapping together it will hold firmly but still allow for easy disassembly and provides a hinge for easy access to the cabling. This is one of my favorite aspects. Again, there should be many ways to improvise something similar if you don't have access to a 3D printer. For me, having a case was important, so here's a bit about that. I had built the pedal board first, and then took some measurements of it, so when I went looking for a case, I knew exactly how big it had to be. I found a perfectly sized piece of carry-on luggage with an extendable handle and rollers at the thrift store for about $15. I did put some 3D printed supports on the handle hardware, but that's certainly optional, and I didn't otherwise have to do anything to it. Notice that the spaces between the handles provide additional storage for other things. There's also a bit of foam I put on top for extra protection. If I didn't already have a foam, a small folded towel would also work nicely. So with this case, I can carry everything I need other than my guitar and amp. Protective, compact, and portable. So nice. I hope y'all find this helpful. This is MashNote. Rock on.